Chatty joining us now for another Pet Talk segment. Thanks to Kibbles and Bits for sponsoring this one. London's here as well. Thanks for being here. Today we're talking about ways to make sure that you don't have to go see the vet in an emergency. Is that right?
Right, yes. So some simple things that you wouldn't necessarily think about.
Yeah.
So number one, clip their nails.
Okay.
Because they get really long, it can tear off the whole nail, and then you've got blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Very alarming. So sometimes people will end up at the emergency vet in the middle of the night for
Yeah,
something
because
like
of
that.
all of that, and that's scary to see.
And it's scary, but keep in mind you can't put the nail back on. So,
Right.
So
Yeah.
Do you have any tips on cutting nails? Because I know a lot of people, like my dog has
Yes.
darker fingernails,
Yes,
right? So you don't want to
I recommend a Dremel instead of the clippers.
Okay.
Because it's a lot harder to quick the nail that way.
Right.
Yeah.
But keep in mind that, when they do lose the whole nail, that's like losing the tip of your finger. It's not just like losing a nail.
Yeah.
Another thing, the donut-shaped marrow bones.
Yes.
You would be amazed how many people end up in the emergency room because that gets stuck on their jaw and they can't get it off.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so avoid those. Avoid really big raw hides and things. You just have to know your own dog. If they tend to eat those things really quickly, then it's much more likely to get lodged in their intestinal
Yes.
system.
Yes.
Making sure your dog has a collar with a ID tag
Yes.
and a microchip.
Okay.
So, lots of times people think, oh, well, I don't want to have to pay for that microchip information every year. Well, once it's there, it's there.
Yeah.
And if they go to a shelter or vet, they can read that. So definitely a good investment
great
because
tip.
if they get out, secure your yard, make sure your fence is good. Make sure that that medications and fish hooks and things like that are all put away safely.
Put away. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that you.
I have an X-ray of a dog who swallowed a knife whole
Oh,
and a light bulb. I mean, you would just be amazed what dogs will eat. So speaking
So
of
if
that,
a dog can eat it, you should probably put it away.
yeah, that
Secure
includes
it too.
small toys, socks, underwear, all these things.
A box of Kleenexes. I don't know. I'm throwing that out there. It's not like anybody named
my
Ollie's
dog,
ever done that.
Yeah, my dog has a paper towel addiction.
Yes.
So those things can get stuck in the gut. Also, just knowing your breed and what kind of health issues kind of are more specific to your breed. So a good example is the smush-faced dogs like bulldogs, boxers, mastiffs, pugs. They cannot deal well with the heat.
Right.
They can't breathe as well. If you have a Great Dane, you need to know what the signs of bloat are.
Okay.
Because that's when the stomach gets
They're
twisted.
susceptible to that.
They're very much more susceptible to that, and that is very much life-threatening. So
Yeah.
that always requires an emergency room visit. So
Absolutely.
just knowing what your breed might be susceptible to. And so speaking of that, pancreatitis is much more common in schnauzers and certain dogs. So avoid the fatty meats.
Yep.
Avoid giving your dog the fat left over from your steak and things like
Okay.
that.
You hear that, Ollie? I'm not being mean. I'm trying to protect you.
And you learn those lessons the hard way.
Yes.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. So.
But it's good to hear from people like yourself just
Yeah.
to remind us, and maybe for first-time pet owners who don't know this information, they can reach out to you as well, right, Chatty? If they have questions.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm always at dog party, so you can always find me there. And also, of course, lawn things like Roundup, things like antifreeze. Make sure
Yes.
those are locked in a cabinet,
Oh, my
not
gosh.
just sitting in your garage.
Yes, that can be a disaster.
So just little things that you may not think about.
Yeah.
Seatbelts, things like that.
They're important to
so.
keep our pets healthy and happy, like London here.
yes.
See, spoiled rotten.
Yes. Thanks for joining us as always. Thanks to Kibble and Bits for sponsoring
Yes,
this segment.
thanks
We
to
really
Kibble
appreciate
and
it.
Bits and
Absolutely.
you guys for having
Yes,
us
of
on.
course.
London loves her monthly pet talk.
Yes, we love having London as well. So thanks.